Did y'all ever have that uncle that always wanted to play that game of Got Your Nose? I'm sure most of us did, but did you know that your uncle isn't the only one that likes to play that game? In fact, there's a pathogen out there that's been around for a really long time, and it loves this game. And if you give it enough time, it'll take your nose, and your fingers, toes, and eyes. Hey guys, Zach here with Riddled With This, and today I wanted to talk about leprosy. So as always, what exactly is leprosy? Leprosy is an infection caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium leprae, not to be confused with lamprey, although that's pretty scary too. And as I mentioned in my opening, it's a really old pathogen. As a matter of fact, the Bible makes multiple mentions of leprosy in both the Old and New Testament. Talk about a long shelf life. It typically affects the skin, nerves, eyes, and the lining of the nose, known as the nasal mucosa. Alright, so who's affected by leprosy? Generally, doctors think that a person becomes infected with leprosy after breathing in droplets expelled by an infected individual after they cough or sneeze. In the United States, around 150 people contract leprosy annually. However, worldwide, about 250,000 people contract leprosy each year. It's currently estimated that around 2 million people have been permanently handicapped from contracting leprosy. Even with these numbers in mind, it's important to note that over 95% of people have a naturally occurring immunity to leprosy. This makes it extremely difficult to catch. It should also be noted that the bacteria grows very slowly, which can oftentimes make it kind of difficult to figure out exactly where the infection came from. Interestingly enough, in the southern United States, armadillos can sometimes carry the bacteria that causes leprosy. As I just said, leprosy is extremely difficult to contract, and it's important to note that it cannot be contracted through hugging, sitting near infected individuals, shaking hands, intimate contact, and it cannot be spread from a mother to her unborn child. According to the CDC, countries that reported the highest risk of leprosy, which in this case means more than 1,000 new cases between 2011 and 2015, are Ethiopia, Madagascar, Nigeria, United Republic of Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Mozambique, India, Myanmar, the Philippines, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Brazil. So just be aware that if you live in one of these areas or even had prolonged close contact with an individual infected with leprosy, you may be at risk. So moving on, guys, what are the symptoms of leprosy? Well, as I mentioned earlier, leprosy can affect the skin, the nerves, and the nasal mucosa. Skin-related symptoms can include areas of the skin becoming numb, discolored, or faded, loss of eyelashes or even the eyebrows, drying, thickening, or stiffening of the skin, nodules on the skin, painless ulcers, particularly on the soles of the feet, and painless lumps or swelling located on the earlobes or the face. When it comes to the nerves, symptoms can include numbness in the affected area of skin, enlarged nerves, particularly on the sides of the neck, the elbows, and the knees, muscle weakness, or possibly even paralysis, particularly of the hands and feet. And when the nerves of the face are affected, issues with the eyes can come about that may eventually lead to blindness. Initial symptoms of the nasal mucosa include stuffy nose and nosebleeds. If these symptoms show up and treatment isn't sought, leprosy can progress to an advanced stage. The advanced stage of leprosy can lead to disfigurement of the nose, total blindness, crippling and paralysis of the feet and hands, reabsorption of the fingers and toes, which causes the shortening of the digits, loss of the eyebrows, chronic ulcers of the hands and feet that will not heal, and possibly other miscellaneous symptoms such as a burning sensation felt in the skin, pain near the affected area along with redness, and continued tender or painful nerves. Alright, so how do we treat this? Treatment is available and can go on for as long as 2 years. It's usually done through an antibiotic combination known as multi-drug therapy and typically includes dapsone, rifampicin, and sometimes clofazimine. If the treatment is properly followed and completed, leprosy can be completely cured. Well guys, that's all I've got for right now. Stay safe out there and stay away from those armadillos. And if you have a topic that you want me to discuss, feel free to send me an email, leave a comment, or send me a private message on any of my social media accounts, and I'll be happy to feature it. Stay safe out there, guys. See you next time.